Hey everyone, so this is a subject I've been meaning to cover for a while, and it's something that will definitely negatively impact your vacation and your experience here in Turkey, and that is getting scammed. All right, so there's several scams out there. I'm sure I'm not going to say I'm sure, I'm just going to say you may have heard of some of them. There's plenty of videos on YouTube, on other social media platforms, on Reddit, explaining what these scams are, yet I'm constantly hearing about stories where people are falling for them. So I'm going to go ahead and cover one of these scams and hope that, this message gets out there and that people stop falling for this shit. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the bar tab scam. So this is something that's not new. This is something that isn't specifically, targeting tourists. It targets Turkish people as well, especially people who are not from the big city will get targeted because they're a little more naive to these types of scams that are going on. So the way the scam works is, let's say you're traveling. This impacts solo travelers more so. This impacts male solo travelers more so. It can affect females as well, but males tend to get this a little bit more. And you're going to understand why in just a minute. So what happens is you may just be hanging out by yourself, sitting on the curb, sitting on the sidewalk, at a cafe by yourself, just hanging out. And then someone will approach you. A Turkish person will approach you. They will speak English for sure, or whatever your language is. And they will strike up a conversation with you. They'll use some kind of sort of icebreaker. They may ask you for a cigarette or a light or anything. They'll strike up a conversation with you. The conversation may seem very nice. They'll seem very nice. They'll be polite. They'll seem genuine. And you may want to keep talking with them. So they'll sit with you. And then the conversation will keep going. And it'll be a good conversation. You'll be enjoying yourself. And at a certain point, they will say, hey, I'm really enjoying this. You're a cool person. You're a cool guy, whatever. And why don't we go have a drink? You may agree, don't agree, but you might. If you're not familiar with the scam, you will agree. So they will take you to what seems like a random bar or a club, and you'll sit and you'll start having drinks. Now this person will be ordering drinks as well, and usually they'll be ordering cocktails. Whatever you may be drinking, they're gonna order cocktails because their drink is not an actual drink. Whatever cocktail they got, it's a mocktail. There's no alcohol in there because what they want to do is get you a little tipsy, get you lit so that you keep ordering more drinks. I've even heard of instances where people were drugged. They had their drinks spiked. So you'll order drinks, you'll keep ordering, and then at a certain point during this visit, females will approach the table and they'll be like, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. They'll strike up a conversation. They'll sit with you and they'll order drinks. Now you're thinking that everyone might be paying for their own drink. Or maybe at worst case scenario, you and your new friend here might go 50-50. Or maybe he's such a nice guy, he's gonna buy the drinks for you. No, the girls also work for the bar. They're like the bar girls in Thailand. Their job is to get you to buy more drinks. Their job is to get you to buy them drinks so that they can keep running up a tab on you. And at a certain time during your visit, you may ask for a tab, or the bartender or one of the waiters is gonna bring you a tab. And that tab will almost always be either on a piece of paper or a napkin, most likely a napkin. It'll be an unofficial tab. And it's gonna have a ridiculous number on there. I mean ridiculous. We're talking $2,000, not Turkish liras, dollars, $3,000, 5,000 euros, whatever. I have heard some ridiculous fucking numbers. So, and what's gonna happen at that point, you're gonna be outraged. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Blah, blah, blah. You might start to recognize that you've been scammed. Your new buddy is gonna whip out half of whatever the tab is. He's gonna be like, you know what? I'll take care of this. Now, what you need to know is that money is not his money. That money is the bar's money. And you're going to be responsible for the other half. And they're going to come at you and you're going to be outraged. You're going to say, I'm not paying for this. What they're going to do is try to bully you and intimidate you and force you to pay that money. Now, let's say you fell for the whole thing and you find yourself in this situation. So first and foremost, do not pay a goddamn dime. Pay the minimal amount. Just let's say you got like 2-3 beers. Take out 500 liras. 1,000 liras, whatever, and put it on the table and say you're walking out. They cannot hold you there. They cannot bully you into paying. Don't let them intimidate you into pulling up your bank account and showing what you have in your bank. Don't let them bully you into wiring the money or transferring the money. If you fall into this situation and you see it's not going well, tell them you want the police. Tell them you know you're being scammed. You know something's not right. Tell them you want the police. So what's going to happen is they don't want the police to come because the police are aware of these operations. So, and if they catch them, they're going to go to jail. Their institution, their whatever club or bar you're at is going to get a fine or it may get shut down, yada, yada, yada. So first and foremost, don't fall for the scam. First and foremost, don't just go to a random bar or club with someone you just met 30 minutes ago or an hour ago. Don't be so trusting of people. Now, you may say, well, what if I want to make connections with people? What if I want to meet people during my stay? Well, that is your choice. Now, if you choose to go to a random bar with a random person and you find yourself in this situation, well, that's on you. Tough shit. You got yourself in that situation. I'm not saying this type of thing should be happening. I'm totally against it. But be a little street smart. Be a little wise to what's going on. So don't fall for the scam. If you do fall for the scam, just know you have rights. You have the right to call the police. You have the right to request police. And if you do, believe me, they're going to let you go. You may end up paying some minimal amount and just walk out. Don't try to fight. Then you go from being in the right to being in the wrong. If you start a fight, the cops are going to come. And if they have security cameras or whatever, which they probably won't, but if they do, they might be like, hey, look, this guy tried to start a fight with us, blah, blah, blah. Then you may actually be forced to pay that bill and you may spend some time in a Turkish jail. So, excuse me, my throat is so dry. But this is what I'm telling you. Don't fall for these fucking scams. This is the first one I'm going to cover. There's quite a few more. So here we go.